And joining me now to discuss what more we witnessed in court today, former President Trump's trial, is Jeremy Saland, who is a criminal defense attorney and former Manhattan prosecutor. Jeremy, thanks so much for doing this. We were just talking as we were in Aaron's story, talking about what happened today. You know, Hicks described the campaign in full crisis mode when that Access Hollywood tape came out, and then when the Karen McDougal story was about to break. Why is it important for the prosecution to get her up there and set the scene?
She absolutely connects the dots. She explains the urgency, and she understands and shares that story as to why it was important that the story, meaning the Stormy Daniels story and whatever the bad adverse stories about women were coming out, needed to be controlled, and it needed to be controlled because it would send the campaign in free fall. It was a crisis that needed addressing immediately.
And even though she had nothing to do with the payments, but it was important to have her there. She was under subpoena.
Absolutely, and that's helpful to the prosecution. It's one thing if you're there under an immunity or an agreement, or the argument to be that, you know, someone like Michael Cohen specifically has an agenda. She's there because she has to be there, and she's not adverse with the president. She doesn't have some horrible, tumultuous relationship. That makes her a good, strong witness for the prosecution.
I think for those of us in the media who have met and dealt with Hope Hicks, I first met her in 2016 on the campaign trail when she was out in the field with him. And she's very stoic, very professional. To see her break down on the stand today, I think a lot of people were a little taken back by that. How do you think that plays with the jury?
It plays extremely well. And a little inside secret, hopefully no one's listening.
For who?
Well, just a little joke, everyone's listening. When I have my witnesses testify, I say to them, don't be afraid to cry. Be a person. Show your real, true side. Make yourself empathetic, not because you're faking and acting, but because you are and you are sincere. She did that. She did that. And
so, so she's not being accused of anything. So when the jury looks at that, who benefits from something like that?
In this case, it's the prosecution, because she told the narrative that the prosecution needed, and that was important. And remember, we always talk about Michael Cohen, that he's the star of the show. But if you don't have Hope Hicks, if you don't have David Pecker, if you don't have the banker, you're lacking that credibility that will lift Michael Cohen up. She's a credible, as important and incredible piece of that story. She's a very valuable piece to raise that credibility up of Michael Cohen to tell the story.
Oh, you mentioned the name Michael Cohen, and that's going to be when you know that cross-examination sparks are going to fly. It's going to be because look, he has a credibility problem. He knows he has a credibility problem. He is admitted to lying. He's gone on TV and talked about it an awful lot. Hope Hicks herself painted Trump's former lawyer, who you're seeing there, Michael Cohen, as a person who was hard to like. There are all these things. Everybody's going after his character, and then eventually he's going to get up there on the stand. Why is that important to do before he testifies?
You have to take the wind out of the proverbial sails of the defense. And if you know that your witness has major problems for credibility, integrity, ethics, you're going to address that so they don't take it and say, you've been hiding the ball. You're going to come out front with it, and immediately you're going to take the worst part and try to make it to your advantage.
It's getting out in front of it. I mean, look, he's got a resume. Everybody knows what he's done, what he's done time for, the things he says he's done.
Yes, he's done time and he's done bad things, but how do you get involved and have inside information about the bad actor? You're a part of that bad actor process. You're close to that bad actor. So you're not going to get a choir boy, right? You're not going to get some...
Right, in any of these cases.
No, you need... And this is not a Donald Trump story. This is the prosecution of most criminal cases when you're going up, I don't want to call this a criminal enterprise, but when you're going up that food chain to get to the top of the pyramid, you need the people on the base. He's somewhere along those lines.
Just quickly before you go, after the testimony today, what you've seen so far, who's in better shape right now?
Absolutely the prosecution, but it's still a big lift, because even if you get that misdemeanor and you believe the story, what was that other crime that they were trying to conceal? How are we going to get there? So it's still, we're not anywhere near
right, and that's a jump from the misdemeanor to they did it because of this.
Right, correct. It's not just the falsification.
Right.
It's to conceal that other crime.
All right, Jeremy, thank you so much for your expertise. Really appreciate you talking through it with us.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.